Okay, my question for you is, why do you eat organic, or why do you choose not to eat organic? We've been hearing so much about this that I thought at first I could go to the internet and I could find all kinds of research and tell you the pros and cons and all of that. But I realized the internet, you can find whatever you want to find on the internet to justify your reasons for doing what you do. So I thought, forget all that. I'm just going to share with you the reasons that I eat organic, and maybe you'll be able to relate. It really comes down to three things. I found it's freedom, it's flavor, and it's forgiveness. And first of all, freedom. It reminds me of this aboriginal who once said, if you've come here to change my mind, or if you've come here to change me, you're wasting your time. But if you've come because your liberation is tied with mine, then let's work together. And that's totally why I do what I do for my business and in my personal life. I want to be free, and I know that the more all of us are free, the more I'm going to have that feeling of being totally free. So when I first found out about the major food companies and how they have this bliss point and how it's really the bottom line. And I remember feeling so disheartened because it's like, oh my gosh, they don't really care about me. They don't really care about my health. Then I realized that I had to take my health into my own hands and really do the research. So if you see studies out there that say the nutritional value of organic food and the nutritional value of conventional food is basically the same, just keep in mind that the major chemical companies paid scientists to say that. And if you ever have doubt in your mind, and if you ever really want to know the truth, just follow the money. Follow who paid for that research. Follow, what's really going on. Get your own refractometer. Test the nutritional density of the food for yourself. Because that's really what it comes down to, is listening to ourselves and really understanding on a personal level why we are doing what we're doing. So freedom, the truth will set you free. Find out, go to your local organic farmer and find out how they're doing things. Ask them questions. And you're going to feel so free. Sometimes, like for me, it wasn't the easiest thing in the world to find out that I had been controlled by these profit-driven companies, but it's really liberating to know what is truly going on. And the second reason that I eat organic is for the flavor. You might have seen my other videos on Paul Gauchi's farm, Back to Eden. He's the guy that lives near me, and he grows the best tasting vegetables and fruit that I have ever had in my life. And it's all about the mulch. It's the ground cover. But you go out there and you will taste, even the kale stems taste delicious. You don't need any salad dressing. We just eat it right out of his garden. And there's nothing like it. There's just nothing like the flavor of organic food. Okay, so I had freedom, I had flavor, and then I thought, well, what's another F word? And I realized for me, the reason I eat organic is about forgiveness. I grew up on a farm in the Midwest, and when I was growing up, I would ride my horse out in these open alfalfa fields, and my dad always told me that he grew alfalfa because it was so good for the land. It's got this taproot that just is so long and so good for the soil, and just to let the ground rest for a season and then do crop rotation. But now when I go back there, the fields are planted with the corn and soybeans so tightly packed together, it's like we're just taking whatever we can from the land. And it's a strange feeling, you guys, seriously, because I grew up in the 60s and 70s with a whole different feeling. And now, I'm telling you, when I see those corn rows so tight together and all the pesticides that are used and everything about that just makes it like a feeling of taking and demanding. It's like I'm demanding. And I just don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of this feeling of exploiting Mother Earth. And that's what people who are actually really struggling to get out of the system. It's like they know something isn't quite right and they're doing everything they can to get out, but it can be so difficult to do it on our own. It can be so hard when our environment is screaming at us to work longer hours, to go faster, to do this, to do that. And then we just don't really have the time, and it's confusing, and we're trying to stay on track, but it's easy to slip back into our own old ways because there are so many forces trying to pull us back into that system. So if you'd like to join a mastermind group, I've created one where we can all get together and support each other toward freedom, yay, and more pleasure in life, and to really forgive ourselves and everyone else so that we have peace of mind. So the link is down below. If you have questions or comments, I would love to hear from you.